Hello student, good morning all of you. I am Rekha Sharma from RPS Sidhrawali. As you know, we are preparing for NVS and Sainik school entrance exam. In the last video, I have told you about the tenses. What is the tense, how many types of tenses, and I have told you definition of every tenses. And today we are going to start present indefinite tense. Yeah, we can say simple present tense. Simple present tense. We use V1 and V5 in this tense. V1 I, you, we, they and plural noun. B5 he, she, it and singular noun. V1 in first form of the verb and B5 fifth form of the verb. I have already told you about the V1 and B5. In the V1 we use I, you, we, they and plural noun. And B5 he, she, it and singular noun. Now we start the structure of the simple present tense. Structure. Subject, plus B1 या B5 object plus other words. First we use subject, then we use V1 या B5 and the first form of the verb and fifth form of the verb, then object and then other words. This is the structure for the positive tense, affirmative tense. Now we start. I am telling you the structure of negative tense. Subject plus do you does plus not plus V1 and object. In the negative tense, we don't use fifth form of the verb. We use only V1 and the first form of the verb. Subject, do or does, then not, plus V1 and the plus object. Do or does. I, you, they, we and plural noun. Means I, you, they, we and plural noun we use do and does, he, she, it and singular noun. He, she, it and singular noun we use does, and I, you, they, we and plural noun we use do. And the structure of the interrogative tense. As you know, there are two types of interrogative tense. First, yes no type and WH words. Now, first I will tell you yes no type questions. Do, does plus subject plus V1 plus object. Do, does, then subject, then V1, then object. And WH words, WH words plus do, does plus subject plus V1 then object. First we use WH words like what, where, why, when, who, etc. Okay. First we use WH words, then do, does, then subject, then V1 and then object. Now I give you some examples. First, Rohan plays football. Rohan plays football. This is the fifth form of the verb. Affirmative, negative. Rohan does not play football. In this tense, we will not use fifth form of the verb. Okay, we use only V1. Interrogative, and we use question mark at the last. This is the yes no type questions. Does Rohan play football? क्या रोहन फुटबॉल खेलता है? If we use WH words, where does Rohan play football? Where does Rohan play football? रोहन फुटबॉल कहाँ खेलता है? ठीक है. Now we start present continuous tense. Present continuous, I've already told you identification and definition of present continuous tense. present continuous means the action is going on at that time of speaking. We use before in this tense. Before we can say ing form. We use before in this tense, and he, she, it, and singular noun we use is, and with the I we use am, you, we, they. We use are. Let's see the structure. Subject plus is, are, am plus before, then object. See the example. Sonam is singing a song. Sonam is singing a song. We use is and fourth form of the verb. And in the negative, Sonam is not. We use not after the helping verb. It's not singing a song. Interrogative. Is Sonam singing a song, and we use the question mark at the last. This is the structure of present continuous tense, and these are the example of affirmative tense, negative and interrogative. Now we start present perfect tense. This tense shows the action has completed. We use V3 and third form of the verb in this tense. Has, he, she, it, and singular noun have, I, you, we, they, and plural noun. Let's see the structure. Subject plus has, have plus V3, then object. First we use subject, then has and have plus V3, third form of the verb, then object. Let's see the example. Priya has written a letter. प्रिया एक लेटर लिख चुकी है, यानी कि उसने रिसेंटली अभी अपना वर्क है फिनिश किया है. ठीक है, अगर हम इसको नेगेटिव में लिखते हैं, देन Let's see in the negative tense. Priya has not written a letter. And same with the interrogative. Has Priya written a letter? And the last is present perfect continuous. We use in the present perfect continuous has been and have been and before, fourth form of the verb. Has been, he, she, it, and singular noun, and have been, you, we, I, they, and your noun. And we use before, fourth form of the verb. Right? And one thing, we use since and for, because time is given in these tenses. So we use for the definite time since and indefinite time we use for. Since, like 11 o'clock morning, like 1 hour, three days, four days, 11 o'clock morning, Monday, day's name, like. Let's see the structure. Subject plus has been, has had been, before, then object, since and for, and the last time. Let's see the example. Sonu has been watching TV for 2 hours. Sonu has been watching TV for 2 hours. And for the negative, we use not in between with the has been. Has not been, have not been. Sonu has not been watching TV for 2 hours. 2 hours is not a definite time, so we have used 4. I'll give you an example of since. I'll give you the example of since. Aradhya has been playing since 4 o'clock, and so that we use for the definite time. 4 o'clock is a definite time, that's why we use since. Okay beta, today I have explained complete present tense, present simple present tense, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. I hope you have understood well. In the next video I will explain complete past tense. Okay beta, thank you.